Hey, I'm Matt, and on today's Matt's Life DIY, I'm continuing with part 2 of the construction of my Ikea Kallax kitchen island hack to take this project from this to this. Let's get to it. Alright, first of all, you're going to need a few simple tools. I have a hammer, screwdriver, scissors, pencil, tape measure, and a power drill. Then I opened up my box. This is for the door unit. There's the door, the back side, the front side. And you're also going to have an insert that just gets inserted into the cube, and you're going to put it in. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. We'll talk more about that later. And there's the instructions. Who follows that? And here's the tools. Okay, so first of all, you're going to get a little measuring piece that determines how far deep into the cube that you're going to put the cube. So you draw a line left and right. I measured out probably about 3/4 of an inch. And then determine which side do you want the hinges on in order for the doors to open up properly, the way you want. Well, I took my insert and I opened it up and I set it inside the cube the way I wanted. There's the double side and then the one that has the single side. When I say side, it's the holes that the screws go into. And I slip it in, and then you'll notice don't put the insert in the wrong way. You fold the thing back so that it's doubled up against the walls of the cube. And make sure you place it in so that, again, the hinges are the correct way. Guess what I did? I switched it around. I did it the wrong way. I put them in backwards. I'll make the correction later, but man, I was not happy after I did this. So anyway, you on the installation of the hinge parts or the hinge sides, I'm supporting myself on the opposite side, screwing in the screws. There's a top side, there's a bottom side, and there's an arrow right there that tells you which side should be facing the front. And that's very important. So make sure you follow things very carefully and take your time with it. On the other side, fold the cardboard back. I call it cardboard, but fold the material back, place it up to the line, and insert it with the screws that are provided. Here's where I noticed, man, I did it the wrong way, but I put in the second screw. All the screws are in. And then I noticed, dang it, I put the hinge side on the wrong side, so I had to change it up. Now let's go ahead and assemble the door. So there's screws that come with it, and then I'm going to use my screwdriver and then the hinges, and then I also have my power drill, power screwdriver, just in case I wanted to use that. So just tighten up the screws. I'm using the screwdriver a lot of times because when you're working with fiber board or just press board, it can be kind of crazy. If you mess up, there's no turning back. Here's the little knob that I'm putting on the front of the door as a handle. It's going to have this on there now so that you can make any changes later easily. Now putting the door into the hinges, you'll notice I swapped out the hinge sides. You'll insert that in with a little click and then tighten up the main screw that's right in the middle, if I can get the screwdriver on there. Tighten that up, and I was lucky because mine worked out perfectly. There are adjustments that you can make though, and you can see that in the instructions. After the door is installed, you have these little plastic bumpers. You put those on the corners, and there you have it. Your door is installed. Now it's time to get the drawers put in. So a few tools, the same tools you needed as before. And here's the box. I opened it up. I kind of punctured it with my little pencil. There's packing material. There's the box that all of the little pieces of screws and all that come with. And then you have two door fronts or drawer fronts. Two bottoms for the drawers, and then you have your insert that you're going to put into the cube and instructions. Again, who follows that? And then you have the backs and then 4 sides because there's 2 drawers included with each box. So I take my little measuring tool, which is about 3/4 of an inch depth, and I mark it with my pencil, the left side and then the right side. And then I have 4 screws that I use. This insert is a lot easier to put in than it was for the door because you simply make sure that the little roller is on the bottom of the device, not facing up, but facing down. Insert the insert all the way to the depth of the pencil mark that you make. Use the 4 screws that have been included and tighten those up. I like bracing on the opposite side just so I can make sure that there's that the screw is going in nice and securely and that we don't have any kind of issues with stripping the screws. After you have the insert placed in place and screwed in, let's go ahead and assemble the drawer. So you have your two side pieces, there's the bottom piece, and then we have the door front. The back I did not have in this particular shot. But you'll notice that we have two metal screws that are fairly tall. I'm hand screwing them in at the beginning just to kind of get them started. And then I have two wooden dowels. Those go in the smaller hole that's below that. Place those in. And then I take my power screwdriver, carefully, carefully, carefully. You can tighten it just until tight. Again, if you're working with particle board, that's what it's called, particle board. Whoa, look at what happened there. So be very careful. That's why sometimes it's just better to use a hand screwdriver, a manual screwdriver instead. But I hammered in my little wooden dowels until they were fully in. Then I take the side pieces, line up the holes, and place that in. You don't need to hammer this down or anything. You can get that secured with just a nice push, a nice firm push into the front of the drawer. Then you have these little plastic gadgets that you just snap into place into those holes that are on the side. That's the locking mechanism that's going to lock that first screw into the side of your I call it the side rail. Then you use a flathead screwdriver, screw that tight, nice, and it just requires like maybe a quarter turn. Turn it again, and then on the other side, if I can get it in there, turn it again, and then it's nice and secured. Good job. Now the back, or the bottom actually, of the drawer goes in one way, and this is the way it goes. The first way I showed had it laid across the wrong way. And the back of the drawer has a little slot. Place the bottom of the drawer into it. Look at Tattoo out there, he's checking out my work. And then you line up the back of the drawer with the holes. Here are the little plastic pieces that's going to hold the back into place. There's a hole on the back side of the side part, and just push it in. There's no need to really go to town, like knocking it in hardcore right away, but I just wanted to make sure that it's lined up. Then I hammered it in, nice and secured, and this is the drawer fully completed. Then I'm going to put on my little pull on the front, stick the screw in from behind, and screw that in. Here are the rails on the side. This is what the drawer is going to roll on in order to roll smoothly when you open and close it. There's a definite right way to put it, and then there's a definite wrong way to put it. They will only go one way, and you'll see the alignment as you work with these pieces and you are putting them in place. Again, hand screwing is best. You don't want to overscrew using particle board. There's the drawer. It's complete. Now all I have to do is put it into the unit, drop it in, close it. There it is. Now after you have all of your drawers put in, you can use these little plastic bumpers that they provide and put them on the top edge corners and stick them on, and it should provide you with a better soft close. I'm very pleased with how this project came out, so let me know if you have any questions in the comments section below. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you missed part 1, check out how I started this project from the beginning.